All right, let's just jump right in. For decades, the web browser has basically been a passive window, right? It's something we look through to see the internet. But what we're talking about today is a huge shift from that idea. We're going to be breaking down Norton Neo, a browser that uses AI to actually become a partner in how we get things done online.
But first, let me just ask you a question. Think about the browser you're probably using right now. It shows you the internet, sure, but it really makes you do all the heavy lifting, doesn't it? You're the one juggling all the tabs, trying to organize them, hunting for that one piece of information, and piecing it all together. It's a ton of manual work. And all that manual work leads us straight to a problem that I am willing to bet every single one of us has felt. Let's call it the 20-tab problem. You know the feeling. You're trying to focus on just one thing. Maybe you're a QA tester in the middle of a test cycle, and suddenly you are just drowning. You've got tabs for your test cases, tabs for logs, Jira tickets, API docs, and probably 10 different Google searches. It's not just messy, it's genuine chaos. And every time you have to switch from that Jira ticket back to the API docs, you're paying this little mental tax. That's the real cost of tab overload.
So what's the alternative to all that digital chaos? Well, Norton's proposing something that acts less like a simple window and, a lot more like a personal assistant that's built right into your workflow.
So here's the official scoop. Norton Neo is, at its core, a privacy-first AI browser. Its job isn't just to show you websites. Its real job is to actively organize your work, figure out the answers you need, and help you actually take action. It's all about changing the browser from a simple content viewer into an intelligent work platform. And I love this analogy because it just clicks. The AI browser butler, it's perfect. Imagine having an assistant who doesn't just hand you a giant stack of research papers. No, this assistant reads them, figures out the key points, and then hands you a one-page summary with the exact answer you were looking for. We're moving away from just finding information to actually understanding it. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but what does this actually look like in practice? Let's take a look at a real-world scenario to see how it all comes together. So let's go back to that messy QA test cycle. Step 1 is the chaos we all know. But then in step 2, Neo's AI engine starts analyzing the content of every single tab in real time. It actually understands that one tab is a server log, another is a Jira ticket, and it automatically groups them into these neat little workspaces. Then, step 3 is the real magic. Instead of opening a new tab to Google something, you just ask Neo directly, hey, what's the API endpoint for user authentication? And boom, it pulls the answer right from the docs you already have open. The entire workflow just gets streamlined. Now, this slide is really interesting because it kind of shows you how the sausage is made. On the left, you've got all the messy inputs, the raw stuff from your tabs, random links, research docs, and just plain English questions. The AI is the engine in the middle that takes all that chaos and turns it into these incredibly valuable outputs, a clean workspace, direct answers, and summarized insights. It's a machine for turning chaos into clarity. And this really gets to the heart of what separates an AI browser from a traditional one. It's this idea of moving beyond just being a list of links. And here it is, side by side, so simple. A traditional browser, like Chrome, gives you a list of possibilities. The burden is completely on you to click through everything, read it, analyze it, and hopefully find the answer. An AI browser like Neo just flips that entire script. It does that hard work for you and just gives you an actionable answer. It's all about shifting the cognitive load off of you. And for anyone with a demanding job, this is a total game changer. Think about zero-noise research. The AI isn't just summarizing. It's filtering out all the junk, the ads, the pop-ups, the fluff, to give you the core argument. For clean test execution, those automatic groups mean you're not accidentally looking at the wrong server log for the wrong bug report. That's absolutely crucial for good root cause analysis. It's about creating this clean, focused environment for every task you do. But with all this powerful AI comes a really important question, right? What about privacy? What about security? An AI that can read all your tabs has to be one you can completely trust. And Neo seems to tackle this head on. The biggest feature here by far is local storage. This means the AI does its thinking on your machine, not on some remote server in the cloud. For anyone handling sensitive test data or secret code, this is huge. There's basically zero risk of your stuff accidentally leaking because the processing stays local. Plus, you get fine-grained control and, of course, Norton's built-in security shield to protect you from nasty phishing links. And the feedback from the people who've used it seems to boil down to two main things.
First, that constant nagging feeling of tab chaos just goes away. And second, the time it takes to get an answer, that gap between having a question and finding a useful insight, gets cut down dramatically.
So let's wrap this up with a quick cheat sheet. Norton Neo isn't just a browser with some AI feature tacked on. It's really a combination of three key things: a fast browser, an intelligent AI workspace, and a privacy-first local design. It's truly purpose-built for anyone whose job involves juggling tons and tons of information. And that leaves us with this one last, really fascinating question to chew on. For our entire lives, browsers have just been passive tools. But what happens when your browser stops being a tool and starts being an active thinking partner? How is that going to change the way you solve problems, the way you do research, maybe even the way you think? It's a pretty big shift, and it's happening right now.